Welcome. This is another Cooking on the Block, and I'm Chef Ellie Espo. Today we're going to make a delicious soup. It's nice and hearty. It has delicious Italian ingredients in it, and you might need to go to the market for a few of the vegetables, but a lot of this is pantry stuff, and that's what cooking in the winter is all about. You don't got to go outside when there's 2 feet of snow. You can make a delicious meal. So I have in my soup pot, I have my vegetable sweating, and you know, your starter for your soup are your onions, your carrots, your celery. I have a little garlic thinly sliced in there. Okay, and I sweated them down, and it's smelling real good and fresh already. Okay, I also had started, now our soup is a sausage, fennel, and white bean soup. Okay, so I have the sausage rendered out a little bit because I didn't want to put the grease in the soup, you know, because it gets overwhelming. But you know, this sausage was really lean. I didn't, you know, there's not much fat out of it, so that's a good thing. So that's going to get added into there once we add our other great ingredients. So the star of the soup is the fennel. It's going to make it sweet. You know, the heart-shaped bulb, absolutely delicious. You can eat it raw or you can roast it. But today we're throwing it in the soup pot. And I have some cut up already. Now the recipe will be on the website. So I took the outer, tougher part off, and we're just going to rough chop it. Okay, we're going to throw that in there. All right, and I saved the fronds. Now that has a lot of flavor. I'm going to throw that in too. Okay, now I have the rest cut up, and I'm going to save this for myself later. So I'm going to eat it raw. It's very delicious. It's a nice little snack. Okay. We also have some nice aromatics we're going to throw in there. Okay. So I cut up the fronds, you can see. It's going to give it a nice good flavor. All right, and I have some fresh thyme. So I'm going to just pull some sprigs off. Soups are so easy to make, and they're so good for you. And you can make a big pot, and you can eat it all week. Throw some in the freezer, package it up in little containers, and you're golden. All right, I think that's enough time. And I also have some beautiful, fresh oregano. Ah, delish. Okay, I think that should do us. Okay, now we need to add some chicken stock. You want to make it totally vegetarian? Go right ahead. Use vegetable stock instead. Okay, now I'm going to add some cannellini beans. Okay. We're going to throw in our sausage. Sausage. Okay, now I didn't cook it all the way, so this way it was left a little pink, but it will certainly cook all the way through once we get our soup simmering. Okay, now I have really good canned tomatoes, and these are filetto di pomodoro. The seeds are out of it, so it's really going to give it a nice, juicy, sweet flavor. Plus it adds a nice little color to it. And they're really good, high quality, imported Italian tomatoes. Okay, now, you know those ends of your Parmigiano Reggiano? I save them. I throw them in a plastic bag. I throw them in the freezer. And I have all these little bags all over the place because I love Parmigiano Reggiano. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to throw 2 of these bad boys in there, and that's going to flavor your soup so good. Okay, now I just want to add some cold water. I'm looking about another quart. Okay. Now, of course, we need to season it. I have some sea salt here. Okay, I don't want to salt it too much because we have the Parmigiano Reggiano in there, and we have the sausage, so some black pepper. Okay, and when this simmers down for a good hour, I would say, you know, we want all those flavors to release. we're going to add some beautiful baby spinach just to give it that nice green, herbal, nice thing going on to the eye and to the palate. So, once this is done, we're going to have a nice steaming bowl of hot soup. Okay, our soup smells amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's so clean and fresh tasting. Now, I fished out the rind of the Parmigiano Reggiano. Now, you could suck on this and eat it, but the rind part, because I want to puree some of the soup and put it back into the pot. It helps thicken it because the beans will puree down. So I'm going to just discard this. But, you can eat that. It's very delicious. I had the other two already with some bread. Yeah, and got extra dark, crusty semolina bread. Woohoo! Okay, so we're going to ladle some of our soup into my blender container. You don't want to puree the whole thing. You want to puree, a container's full. And this is going to help thicken the soup without putting potatoes or any kind of starch in there. So we'll give it a puree. Alrighty. Okay, now I'm going to return it to the pot. Ah, that did the trick. Okay, now we're going to add our beautiful baby spinach. Okay, and you know what? This is going to take no time. The heat from the soup is just going to wilt it, and it's still going to stay nice and green. It's going to look beautiful. Okay, now let me just stir that in, and we'll give it a few seconds to cook down, a couple of minutes, and then we're ready to plate. How about now? Okay. The soup smells amazing, and the spinach just barely got a little hot soup bath. It's just lightly wilted, and that's what you want. You want texture to your soup. Let me just put this down for a second. Oh, I'm good. Okay, and get a good picture of that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Some nice crusty semolina bread along the side for dunking. All right, I just want to wipe up my dish. Okay, and we're going to put some finishing touches on our soup. Look how beautiful. I can't wait to eat it. Now, we got that good Parmigiano Reggiano, some grated cheese right on the top. Okay, and then dip a little bit of my homemade pesto. This doesn't get any better than that. And let's do another embellishment. A little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, huh? Now that's the ticket. My friends, this is another Cooking on the Block, and I'm Chef Ellie Espo.